Lester, good evening to you. This was a historic moment no matter what happens from here. The president alongside the North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un saying he looks forward to a great discussion, a terrific relationship. Kim Jong-un, who only a matter of months ago was mocked by President Trump as Rocket Man, saying the two sides have overcome their obstacles to get here. The president said he'd be able to size up Kim Jong-un in moments by his touch and his feel. A lot of touching and feeling. The president at one point even putting his hand on Kim Jong-un's back. The historic meeting happening right now inside a luxury island resort. The two men began by shaking hands for the world's cameras. Then transitioning to meeting one-on-one, the only other people in the room, translators. The president saying he'll size up the North Korean dictator within seconds.
How long will it take? I think within the first minute, I'll know. How? Just my touch, my feel. That's what I do. I think that very quickly I'll know whether or not something good is going to happen.
It is a high-stakes mission. Is Kim Jong-un, who's threatened the world firing 23 missiles last year, even detonating a hydrogen bomb, really ready to give up his nuclear weapons for economic relief and security assurances?
North Korea has previously confirmed to us its willingness to denuclearize, and we are eager to see if those words prove sincere.
A diplomatic drama months in the making. President Trump fired his own verbal missiles.
Rocket Man is on a suicide mission for himself and for his regime.
While Kim threatened to push his nuclear button, calling the president a dotard. So after crippling sanctions and decades of isolation, is Kim now ready to make a dramatic change?
I certainly think that might be the view of some on the U.S. side. But of course, the other reason North Korea is coming to the table is they have said they've completed their nuclear weapons program. They have demonstrated that they have the capability to threaten the United States.
Now here in Singapore, we may be just hours away from learning North Korea's true intentions. And this diplomatic dance will continue for several hours. The two men again meeting alone with their translators as we speak. They will then open it up to a larger meeting with delegations from both sides, including the Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo. There is a working lunch before President Trump will take American reporters' questions this afternoon. Then both men today return to their home countries. Lester, back to you.
Yeah, Peter, we know they're both scheduled to return to their home countries, but there had been talk from the White House that maybe this would extend. Is that now off the table?
Yeah, it sounds like it is. I was in the Oval Office with the president only a couple of days ago, and I asked him specifically, how long will this go? He said 1, 2, perhaps 3 days, depending on how things go. But we have heard now from the White House that they think even in advance of this meeting that the talks had gone so well, they were progressing much quicker than expected, they indicated. So what we'll be watching at the end of this, do they come out with some form of a joint statement, a communique of sorts, which would be significant if they agreed to the terms of some communique just days after the President Trump wouldn't sign on to a communique with some of America's top allies at the G7 summit.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.